Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading of December 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Lane's Tarot. If you are new to my channel, welcome. We would love to add you to our spiritual community here. So please like and subscribe. And for those returning, thank you so much for lending your beautiful energy to these messages. How y'all doing? So we are now officially out of Scorpio season. I don't know about you. It was a tough one for me. And now we're in Sagittarius season until like the 21st or so of December. Yeah. So the thing is I am actually recording this on November the 24th. So we haven't gotten to our full moon in Gemini, which is on the 27th. That full moon is going to do some big activations for many of us. The full moon is in Gemini, which does have some adverse effects for some people, depending on where it hits in your chart. But it is about day-to-day activities. It does affect communication, so you want to be very succinct and clear in your messaging. And then the other thing that this full moon energy does is it does do a tremendous amount of clearing, releasing, and it does illuminate things that have been hidden. So those are some things that you might be hitting on this. Is it Monday? Is the 27th? Yeah. So, but for the month of December feels a lot lighter in terms of, heavy energy. That's because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is a very beneficial planet for us, but it is a fire sign. So it is going to, all the things that are encompassed in that energy is like higher learning, teaching, guiding, good luck, opportunities, expansion, travel, and that makes sense since it's December, right? Our belief systems, expanded awareness, philosophy, spirituality, spiritual concepts and spiritual laws, and higher consciousness. So Spirit had said that November was going to be a tough month. December is going to be an easier month, but it's also a month where a lot of us really start evaluating, because we're at the end of the year. We start evaluating what is it, the things that we want to create and accomplish in the coming year. So it's for 2024. So you may be working through some of those things. It may even actually come up in your reading. But one of the things that Spirit is saying is one good way to really help you get right back in balance. Now realize that we are frequency beings. We have electrical stuff that goes within us that makes all the stuff work, right? And frequency really does affect us. Like you can walk into a room. Have you ever felt this where you've walked into a room and you know immediately that there's tension in the air? Why? You haven't been involved in any of the conversations. It's because you have this gut feeling something's off, right? So we can evaluate things the more we tune into our bodies. And one of the things that Spirit said that is really helpful is music. So you might try chanting, you might try toning, you might try sound music, you might try whale and dolphin frequencies, because there are ancient keepers for the planet. And I started listening to some of that when I got the message. I started listening to some of that, and the sounds sometimes can be really beautiful, and there's other times when you can feel their anguish. And I don't know why there are those sounds, and it just lights you up. And I don't know if it's a thing to trigger the own anguish within you, or if it's really because those beings have this sense of sadness or this sense of being in that energy, that energy of whatever it is. So for me, it's not really heavy metal music. Heavy metal music just makes me want to poke my eyes out. But it might be for you. I feel as though the solfeggio music is the best ones because those frequencies are, they resonate with the different chakras within our system. Some of it is for heart expansion, some of it is for healing, some of it's for trauma. So if you have anything like that that you feel may be a benefit for you, you might want to just, look on YouTube or look on Spotify or whatever it is that uses your music stuff and start listening to some of that music and see if that doesn't help you. Okay. So now, how I'm going to do your readings this time is I do have an oracle card from a new deck that I got. It's called Happy-ish. It's kind of like the Spirit Junkie. It's kind of just like one of those things that is really down to earth because all of us are struggling. And it's just to give some clarity and message, a very down to earth kind of a message. Then I'm going to be creating your, I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you. And then I'm going to be pulling oracle cards from a new deck that I just got called the Archangel Power Tarot. And that will be concluding your reading. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your card from the Happy-ish deck. And you have love is patient and kind, and also weird and complicated, and sometimes insecure. For all the ways songs and movies and fairy tales tricked us into thinking otherwise, love is neither a cure for what is wrong, nor the solution to every problem. Love is a kind of hope that whatever and however we are right now, there is more. Love is. Love is patient and kind and weird and complicated and sometimes insecure. Yeah. All right. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pull your cards. I've already shuffled all of your cards. Let's see who. Okay, Cancer. Okay. So you got your King of Wands as your very first card, which is a fiery energy. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you all of them. I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out. And then I'll tell you about them. Ooh, okay, Cancer. Okay, Cancer, what's interesting is that your energy is front and center. So the energy that represents you is this King of Wands. King of Wands energy is, it doesn't necessarily have to be gender specific. It's just the embodiment of the energy of the king. Now, kings are all about knowledge, gaining knowledge, trying to attain knowledge. Kings are really good researchers. They seek the knowledge that they need. So they can be mentors, they can be professionals. And this guy is very fiery. This guy does not allow himself to slow down, right? He's constantly on the go kind of energy. This guy's an entrepreneur. He's very confident. He's very fiery. He's very motivated. He has a lot of passion towards his work. So this could very well be representing you and how you're feeling for this month of December. What is helping or hindering you is this Hierophant energy. Now, the Hierophant is a card of inner guidance, and it's also a card of inner wisdom. This guy has 1 foot in the world and 1 foot in the spiritual world. He kind of can pull from both of those energies, meaning that he knows how to bring down what he wants. He's a manifester. He knows how to create the life that he wants, basically, right? But the other thing about this card is that as this is helping or hindering you, I feel as though what it's saying is that you are being your own guru. You are being your own sage at this time, that you are the one that's pulling in that inner information or that higher information from spirit world. Okay. Now, the other thing about the Hierophant is that this card also represents spiritual development. So I'm looking at your other cards, and I don't really see anything that really says that you have completed a chapter, but I feel as though that is what you're working towards, is this inner knowing, this inner guidance, this inner wisdom, right? Bringing down your own inner wisdom, activating that, having access to that energy when you need it, okay? So what is, what's your main goal? So one of the things that I do see here is this 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is kind of like a card of winning at all costs. It is a card of change. It is a card of changing the way that you think and feel about something, but it is about a situation that may come up for you that either you feel really pressured that you're going to win at all costs because whatever it is, this goal that you're winning is really motivating you to have that drive, okay? But the other thing is, if it's not your energy, then it could also mean that somebody is doing this to you. Somebody is going to win at all costs in something that you're involved with. Or someone's going to try to lord over you, or someone's going to try to do, you know what I mean, try to make themselves appear as though they're better or they're more gifted or whatever that may be, okay? If you look at the card itself, this guy has been in a fight with these 2 guys. These 2 guys have surrendered. And what's he doing? He's picking up all the swords to take with him because he doesn't want to fight these guys again. So he's going to win at all costs. That's kind of what that energy is. So just be aware of that energy. And then what is supporting you is actually the Death card. So the Death card is a card of transmutation. Now, this is energy that I feel has been carried over from the month of November, like I had stated in many of the readings, because a lot of signs got this card last month. And this card does represent that Scorpio energy, right? And Scorpio is the energy of transmuting. It is the card of ending things that no longer serve you, moving forward in the things that do. So it's kind of like a death and a rebirth card. So it's not as though, I don't want you to feel as though what this means is that there's a physical death that it's going to be coming in. It may happen for some of you, but that's really not what typically happens with this card. What typically happens with this card is that you're realizing there's a chapter that's closing. There is an ending that is coming, and then new beginnings will be open to you, right? Because everything we do is cyclical. We're constantly moving in this cycle. We're either moving up in the cycle or we're moving down in the cycle. And there's times in a day where you're moving up, and there's times of the day when you're moving down. So it isn't like, oh, I'm going to just go up, 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 and I don't really have to ever go down, because that's not reality, right? So this card right here is a card that's stating that there is something that's coming to an end for you. It could be the end of a job. Maybe you're looking for a new job, or it could be the end of a relationship. It could be end of living in a specific place. Maybe you're moving. It's one of those types of things. However, the other thing about this card is, because a lot of the energy that is being in this reading that I can see so far, it really does have a lot to do with your spiritual development. So there is something that's going to come in that you're going to be looking at in regards to your spiritual beliefs. Could very well be that that was already introduced to you in the month of November and you're still working through that energy. It is a major arcana card. You could very well be working through this energy for a while. Again, this message is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising in Cancer, this reading may be for you, but this is not always going to hit for every single person. Just keep that in mind, okay? So what's behind you is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a delay. It is a card of delay. It is also a major arcana card, but it is in your past, so it'd be your immediate past. So whatever had been in your way that may have been blocking you to move forward has now been removed. You have gotten some clarity on that issue, whatever it may be for you, because you can see he's got this illumination around his head. And that is now in your past. So what is going to be affecting you right very, very soon, within the first, week or two of December, is you do have this Six of Pentacles card. Now, the Six of Pentacles card is a card of giving and receiving. It is a card of persevering. It is a card of keep going, keep moving. But this card is also a card of generosity. So it could very well be that maybe you are going to, give money to the Salvation Army, or there's going to be something that's going to come in that you're going to feel like maybe you want to donate to Toys for Tots or something like that kind of an energy where you're feeling very, very generous, very gracious, and you are going to give from your heart without the expectation of getting anything in return, right? And that's kind of what this card represents. So your long-term energy is the Justice card. The Justice card is a card. Is it Justice? Yes. The Justice card is a card. It is a legal card. It could represent that some of you are going to be represented in a legal situation. It could very well be a caution to be aware so that you don't get yourself into trouble with the law. So, mind your speed when you're driving, that kind of a thing. But the other thing about this card is about truth. The Justice card is a card about seeking the truth. And also this is reaffirming that you are on the right path. So where you are right now, even though you've been doing all of this work, you are exactly where you need to be. And this is confirming that for you. Your next card has to do with your external influences. It is the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is a card of strategy. It's also a card of determination. This guy is up on this hill, and he is standing his ground. So this card is saying, speak up for yourself. I mean, you can do that in a nice way. You can just clearly say, like, if somebody's trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do, you can just say, I'm a sovereign being and I'm not going to do that. That's it, right? You don't have to give excuses. You don't have to give reasons. You can just say, no, I'm not going to do that. But this is standing your ground, speaking your truth, standing your ground. Okay. And then your next card, which is a beautiful card, is your future experiences for this month, which is the Star card. The Star card. The Star card means that you are completely lining up with your true north. This card represents, so if you can see, she has got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. She's pouring water into the pond, and she's also pouring water onto the ground. So the Star card has to do with your long-term plans or goals. This has to do with like your 5-year plan. This has to do with where you want to go as a spirit in a body. And this means that you really are aligning with your true path, right? This is the direction that you're headed. And as you head in that direction, your final card for this reading is this Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't necessarily, again, have to represent a specific gender. However, it is a feminine energy. So even though you may be a male listening to this reading, we all have masculine, we all have feminine energies. This queen is patient. She's understanding. She's a good communicator. She is self-aware. She is a really good provider. She is self-made. She's made her own money. She doesn't have to rely on another for her income. She is somebody that will go out and work. She is very career-oriented. She's very goal-oriented. What else about her? But this energy is what I feel that you'll be moving into. Now, the other thing about this card is it does reflect her ability to be able to create a beautiful home life, for her to be able to create physical security, right? Because it has to do with these pentacles here. And that is the end of that message for right now. And now I'm going to pull you some cards from the, what's this deck called? The Archangel Power Tarot. I have shuffled this deck a bunch of times. It's kind of a really fat deck, so I'm just going to start pulling cards out of here for you, Cancer. Your first card is Six of Gabriel. Congratulations. You've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships, or promotion. I feel like that. I feel like this is a really good ending to this reading. Okay, so I'm going to pull another card for you. For Gabriel, time for a celebration. Abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. And one more. The High Priestess. Now this represents your energy. I've been waiting for her to show up. Yay! So this is Archangel Haniel. You are you have powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable inner information is yours. So be at peace. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? Okay, Cancer. So I hope you have a very good full moon on the 27th. I hope you have a great month in the month of December. You know, I will be back in about a week to do another reading for you. So until then, make your plans for 2024. And until then, take care of you. Cheers.